All right, in this video in section 2.1, we're going to cover the linear function or linear functions, and we're going to focus in on using point slope formula and slope intercept formula as we create linear functions based on various ways they may give it to us. And there's some creating equations based off of looking at a graph. I figure you guys should be able to create the slope intercept form on the graph yourself. So I'm mainly focusing on more the algebra aspect and how some of the terminology may be on some of the problems. So in these first set here, it says find the point slope form of the line satisfying the conditions, and then use the point slope, the point given for x1 and y1, then convert the equation to slope intercept form and write the formula for a function f whose graph is the line. So I'm going to go through each of those things with these three problems here. And so point slope form, I have it up here. It's y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So with that in mind, they give me a slope, so they tell me what m is. And so we're just going to take our equation and we're going to fill in, again, we're starting with y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1 in each case. So y minus, our y1 is 5, equals our slope of negative 2.4 times x minus 4. And there's our point slope form. So that's all they want. They don't want you to do any simplifying. That's all they want is for you to plug in the values and stop. Now for the second part where it says solve for slope intercept form, we're going to convert it to be that y equals mx plus b. So that means I got to do my distributing and combining like terms. So I'll distribute the negative 2.4. So y minus 5 equals negative 2.4x plus 9.6 if I multiply those two things together. Now I get to add the 5 across, and I get y is equal to negative 2.4x plus 14.6. There is my slope intercept. So as I write down next to it, here's point slope. Here is slope intercept. And then now they said write the formula for a function f whose graph is the line. So all they want us you to do is remember is that y is equal to f of x, is to remember that part right there. So they just want you to say, okay, f of x equals negative 2.4x plus 14.6. And that is the function form. So we take away the y, put the f of x in the place. All right, so there's the first one. Let's go ahead and tackle the second one. Let's see. They tell me what my slope is. They tell me the point. So we'll change up colors here just to kind of make sure we don't merge into things. So with that in mind for number 6, y minus 10 equals 1.7 times x. It's a minus 8, which is technically a plus 8. So there's my point slope. And then I'm going to go through to get to slope intercept. I'm going to distribute. So y minus 10 equals 1.7x plus, and that should be 13.6. Sorry for the crazy 3 there. And then now I need to add the 10 across. And y is equal to 1.7x plus 23.6. And there's my slope intercept. And then now, last step, they just want us to replace that y with an f of x to create it, make it look like function notation. And that's it. Number 7 is going to be a little bit more challenging because there's a little bit more that we have to do with it. So we're going to take that over here to the side. Instead of us giving us the slope, they tell us it's passing through 2 points. So as I write those points down over here, so I can access them here in a little bit, we need to remember, how do I find the slope between 2 points? And we remember we used the slope formula. I have it written at the very top of the screen here. If you scroll up, there it is, slope formula. So we had to use that. So first thing I could say is m equals 3 minus a minus 2 over negative 9 minus 1. So that's 5 over negative 10, which is negative 1/2. So I got a slope of a negative 1/2. Now I have to use that slope, and I get to use either one of the two ordered pairs, because point slope tells me basically hey, I need a point and I need a slope, and once I have those two things, I'm good. I'm good to create the equation. So I'm going to use the 1, -2 is what I'm going to use. I'm going to use that one. So y minus a minus 2 equals -1/2 times x minus 1. Again, if it doesn't like that answered, they may want the minus and minus taken care of. So y plus 2 equals -1/2 x minus 1 in parentheses. So there's my point slope. Now we solve for slope intercept. So distribute the -1/2. Y plus 2 equals -1/2 x plus 1/2. I'm then going to subtract the 2 over. Off on the top of my head. Again, you can use a calculator, but -2 is really -2/1, and if I get common denominators with a half in the bottom, that would be equal to 4/2. So I really have y equals -1/2 x plus a half, and then I have minus 4/2. So my final equation would be -1/2 x minus 3/2. And then again, to put it in function notation, we just replace the y with an f of x. And that's what we're looking there. All right, now we get to scoot over, and it says, all right, find the slope intercept form for the satisfying those conditions. I'm only going to do a couple of those. I just did a big screenshot. I'll do a couple in there. So slope intercept. Well, that's we're kind of doing the same process we just did. Is we get to find a slope between the 2 points, then use point slope to get started, and then we simplify the slope intercept form. So as I use the first one, I got to find the slope first. 2 minus a minus 4 over 1 minus a minus 1, which is 6 over 2, which is 3. I'm going to use the 1 and 1 comma 2 as the ordered pair. Get to use either one. They both simplify to the same slope intercept form. So using point slope, y minus 2 equals 3 times x minus 1. Distribute y minus 2 equals 3x minus 3. Now bring the 2 across by adding. Y is equal to 3x minus 1. And there's what I'm looking for the answer for that in slope intercept form. Again, I mean, there's other ways you could do it, but I just feel let's just use point slope. We use point slope a lot to do things, and I just find it's an easier way to make sure I know that formula. Again, the rest of those problems kind of do the same thing. So we'll just scoot on to the next little section here. Actually, that's about it. So we'll do one more. I thought I had some more in there. So let's see, let's find the slope. M is equal to 3 minus a minus 2 over -2 plus, minus 8. So that's 5 over -10, which is -1/2. So pick an ordered pair. I'm going to use the last one. Y minus 3 equals -1/2 times x plus 2. Distribute. Y minus 3 equals -1/2 x. -1/2 times 2 is a -1. Then I get to add the 3 across. And y equals -1/2 x plus 2. Now it just dawned on me, why I thought I had more down there. I split the videos up into smaller chunks. So the next video we get to go in through and creating lines that are parallel and perpendicular to other lines. And we're going to use these same techniques in order to get through some of those problems there.